Everyone, welcome back. In the last lecture, we have studied about elements and compounds. So today, we are going to study about mixtures. So this is the flow chart. This part, element and compound, we have done. Now today we'll see this part, pure and impure. These two we are going to see. Before that, a quick recap about elements and compounds. So elements, as I told you, they are those substances which are made up of single type of atom, and compounds that contain two or more type of atom. But the compounds, these, or I can say compounds are made up of two or more elements, but they are in fixed proportion. They have some regular pattern. And when we talk about elements, the whole periodic table, if you see here, this whole periodic tables are elements. So elements mainly consist of metals, metalloids and non-metals. So what are metals? So there are certain properties of metals, like they are good conductor of electricity, they are good conductor of heat, they are shiny, lustrous. Similarly, non-metals, they are, most of them are not lustrous, they are bad conductor of electricity, they are bad conductor of heat, and many more you have studied in earlier classes. Metalloids are those having property between metals and non-metals. Metalloids, or you can call them semiconductor. So here you can see this periodic table. It consists of 118 elements, and this whole blue one, they are all metals. This yellow one, they are metalloids, and green, they are non-metals. So they pick any one, like this Fe, this is iron. So iron is element. It consists of only one type of atom. Silicon. Silicon is also element. It consists of only one kind of atom. So elements, examples are metal, non-metal and metalloids. Compounds that consist of two or more type of element combined together in a definite proportion. So like CO2, here you have two atoms, one is of carbon, one is of oxygen. Similarly, NaCl, you have two atoms, one is sodium, one is chlorine. By picture also you can understand this. If you see here, these are molecule of hydrogen. Only hydrogen type of atom you will have here. Here you will have only oxygen type of atom. Here you will have only chlorine type of atom. Now when your hydrogen combines with oxygen, then what it will give? Water, which is a compound. When hydrogen combines with chlorine, what it will give is hydrochloric acid, hydrogen chloride. When your sodium mix with chlorine, what it will give is NaCl, that is your sodium chloride. Like that it will give you compounds. Okay, so elements and compounds, hope it is clear. Now these element and compound, one more property I told you about compound. Compound cannot be separated by any physical process. By some chemical method you can separate them. Like if I try to separate hydrogen and oxygen from water, it is very difficult. Yes, but by some chemical method I can separate it. By physical methods I cannot separate it. So these two, elements and compounds, they are known as pure substance or only substance. So when I am saying substance or pure matter, that means I am talking about elements and compounds. So they are those chemicals that cannot be separated by any physical methods. So in flowchart, you are aware that I have divided matter into two parts. One is pure, one is impure. So these are pure substances, elements and compounds. Now next we'll talk about the second part, that is impure matter. So what are impure matter? They are also known as mixtures. What are properties of mixtures? First one, they are constituted by more than one kind of substance. That means you can combine one element and compound, you will get a mixture. Okay, two compounds will get a mixture, two elements will get a mixture, but the main difference between the two is this mixtures, they can be separated easily by physical methods, whereas substance you cannot separate them. Elements, they are the simpler one, they cannot be broken down into more parts. Compounds, you can break them down, but by only chemical methods. But mixtures, you can separate them by physical methods. Physical methods like sublimation, distillation. More about this method we will study later on in this chapter. Then your mixtures, it may show properties of its constituent substance. That means, as I told you, in compounds, like if a carbon dioxide, it is made up of carbon and oxygen. It may not show property of carbon and oxygen individually. But in mixtures, let's say for example sugar solution, when you are mixing sugar in water, so it will show property of water, because water is also in liquid state, uh, and your sugar solution is also in liquid state. So it may show property, but it is property of constituent substance, but it is not in the case of compounds. Then, like compounds, they have fixed proportion, they have some chemical formula. Like when I am saying water, that means H2O, that means two molecules of hydrogen, one molecule of oxygen. But here mixture, they don't have any fixed proportion, they may have variable proportion, they have no fixed chemical formula. So more about it. So first one, so you can mix any number of elements or compounds and you can get mixture. Okay, so let's say you will mix gold plus some silver, then what you will get is mixture. You can separate gold and silver because they show different properties in the mixture. So the specific name is alloy, but it is a type of mixture only. The second property, they can be separated by physical methods like sublimation. There are many more. Distillation. And then in the course of time, we'll study these. Then they show these properties, as I already told you about sugar solution and no fixed proportion. Like let's say take example of methane. So when I'm saying methane, I will write CH4. What is this? This is your compound. It has some fixed formula. Okay, and you cannot separate physically. Let's say when I say salt solution, so you cannot write formula of salt solution, you cannot write formula of sugar solution. They are mixtures. You have variable composition of water and salt. So mixtures, they are impure metal, and main difference between substance and mixtures are clear to you. One more way I have represented here to show you difference between these three. See, elements, they are two different elements. They have fixed, like they have same type of atom. This element have same type of atoms. This element have same type of atoms. Now when these two, they mixes in definite proportion, they make compound. These are two examples of compounds. Mixtures, they may mix together, but like they are not having any regular pattern. Some are here alone. You can see here some are two blue, not any fixed regular pattern. In the compounds, they have fixed regular pattern. So now this is what you have to do with writing notes in notebook. You have to do this question also. Here I have given I have written few mixed elements, compound and mixtures. You have to separate them out and then write. You can simply write a short form of element like E, C and M. Okay, few I will do. Sodium, it is element, so you write simply E. Soil can be mixture of many things, so it is a mixture. Sugar solution, you cannot write any chemical formula, and you can separate by physical process, like when you evaporate it, you can separate water and sugar, so it is a mixture. Like this you have to write for